And welcome into another fine adventure on No Copay Radio. I am Murphy Houston. My buddy, Jayla Sanchez-Warren from the AAA, the Area Agency on Aging, part of Dr. Cog, is my co-host. Are you my boss? Kinda?
Kind of, yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
I can see it in your eyes. Look at the power. It's all right. All the women in my life are my bosses. I mean, that's just how it is, you know.
As if anyone could really be your boss.
Well,
Come on now.
They do. Anyhow, we love having Dr. Cog as our sponsor. We always try to bring in great guests to try to inform you about what's going on right here in our community with seniors or caregivers or events that are going on that you might want to be involved with. That's what it's all about.
It is. You know, we're lucky because the Denver metro area is very aware of how we're growing in our aging population. And there's a lot of people working to make life better for older adults. And so we have one of those people here. She's Amanda Gregg. She's been with A Little Help as the Director of Member Growth for the past year. She comes to the position with over 10 years of advocacy and service experience. She used to work as the Director of Volunteers at the Volunteers of America, which is a big job because, you know, they're all about volunteers.
Volunteers.
That's right. So that's like the most important job there. And she was also the Director of the City and County Office on Aging.
Good job, Amanda.
Denver City and County.
Welcome in.
Thanks.
Did you work with Jim White over there at Volunteers?
I sure did. I know he was your buddy.
I'm so sorry. I'm really sad about that. No, he's a great guy, isn't he?
Oh, yes. See him around all the time.
Well, we still have some secret adventures that we
I'm sure.
Well, let's get down to it. I was thinking of the Beatles song, A Little Help for My Friends, which is kind of right for you guys, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about that.
Yeah, sure. So A Little Help, a nonprofit organization. We work in the Denver area and Jefferson County area. And through that, we connect neighbors to help seniors. So things like transportation, yard work, handiwork, walking dogs, friendly visits, anything that falls under a little to help somebody out.
What a great thing, because Jayla, you know, you and I are always talking about the senior growth in Denver and in Colorado.
Right.
And boy, if you can help out a senior neighbor, it seems like they're all over.
They are. You know, again, we're the third fastest aging state in the nation. And I think it's important that there is, I don't think there's ever going to be enough resources from the government, the state or the federal government, to help us live the way we want to live and to keep us independent in their homes and communities as long as possible. And this is one model, the neighborhood kind of model, that really works for a lot of people. And it brings neighbors closer together.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And it almost becomes family, doesn't it, Amanda? Once you reach out and you find somebody in your neighborhood that needs that help, it kind of grows and you bond a little bit.
Yes. And that's the big piece of A Little Help is the social engagement. So it's not about actually getting to the doctor's office, but it's actually the conversation that happens in between.
I have to tell a quick story here. There's a neighbor who lives across the street from me in my cul-de-sac. Now, we've lived in that cul-de-sac 32 years. She's lived there 40 years. She's a widower. She's got family in Vail, and she goes back and forth, but we all watch her in the neighborhood. I do her driveways in the winter, and this past week, she went on a trip with her daughter. Not that we need to know all that information, but there was a strange car in her driveway. Mm-hmm. So Paul, my neighbor, and I get together and say, well, are we calling the cops? Who is that? Who is in Lois's driveway? They didn't leave us a note. And it really then Lois comes back and says, that was my daughter's car, you dummies.
No, but see, that's a good thing. Yes. That's a good thing. And I think we've gotten away from that in some cases. Mm-hmm. And A Little Help makes it easier to make those connections.
Mm-hmm. So what's the most important part of what you're doing, Amanda, do you think?
Well, I really think, and our executive director, Paul Ramsey, would also say the same thing, is that social engagement. Helping folks bridge those gaps of not being afraid to ask whose car that is in the driveway, or asking, I haven't seen you for a couple days, what might be going on, or is there something I can help with? So those connections and what happens throughout these services is what A Little Help is about.
Well, and it's a good thing because I think it makes the seniors know that people care about them. If they don't have family around here, if they feel like they're by themselves and you know that the people around you care about you, It's got to be super.
Yes, definitely. It's
I'll
a big
keep
piece.
it going. So do you just serve like Metro Denver, the entire state? Where do you serve?
Well, we're in a lot of different areas now. So started off in Denver, so we're all over in the Denver area. Jefferson County, we're in that area all over as well, and we are also in Chaffee County, so Salida, and then Delta County, North Fork, and then the last one we're just adding is actually Fort Collins, so
Wow.
Larimer County. Yes.
But
yes.
you're based here in Denver.
Correct. Yes. So we have an office in Denver and an office in Lakewood.
That's a lot of traveling for you, Amanda. Huh?
Yes.
Somehow I think I hit a chord. Well, it's good that you're doing the work that you're doing. It's got to be rewarding for you personally to see the help that's out there.
Yes, it sure is. I've always been all about the neighbor helping neighbor model.
So who supports you guys? I mean, are you involved, Jayla, with Dr. Cogg somewhat?
We hope to be more involved. We would like to fund a subsection of what they're doing called a Little Ride, and we're working on that.
Well, what is that?
It's
little
trying
ride.
To trying to decrease in transportation. Yeah. So when we didn't get our federal dollars forever, no federal dollars. We finally got them, but
Yeah.
I just got a memo yesterday saying next year's federal dollars haven't been appropriated yet, and we already have to turn budgets in ready for those. So it looks like we're going to be in another scenario again of having state dollars, and so we'll be able to spend those. But if we don't get our federal dollars somewhere around January, we're in trouble again. So
Jeez.
I know it's this challenge.
It never ends. It doesn't seem to.
But we already have a lot of the paperwork drafted for this partnership, and it looks like we're going to be able to do it. So we want to expand transportation options for older adults and maybe using a voucher program.
Well, that's always an issue, right, Amanda? For the
Yes.
seniors, it's transportation. We always hear that word, transportation.
yes.
So what
that
do you do
is
to help
the
with that? Do you personally depend on the neighbors to help the seniors with the transportation?
Yes. So that's one of our most requested services is transportation. And so that is something that our volunteers are doing a lot of the time, to the doctor, to the grocery store, to hair appointments, to dog groomer. We do everything.
And that's the important part, is that they get to do some of those life transportation trips, right? Visiting a friend in the nursing home, or going to church, or going to the beauty parlor, or going to the library. And those are trips that we haven't been able to provide because we have to prioritize nutrition and doctor's trips.
Well, obviously, that would be important. So, Amanda, how do you connect the people? Do they reach out to you at a little help and maybe a senior living and I need help? And then you find out neighbors that live around them, or
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. So basically, we go through an application process with both parties, somebody needing service and somebody willing to provide it. And then through that process, somebody calls into our office and says, I need a ride not tomorrow, 4 days from now.
Yeah.
And we just need a little bit leeway. And from there, then we put out an email, and we really make it so that email goes to volunteers that are in that immediate area. And then somebody says, hey, yeah, we can do that. And then we connect them from that point forward.
So how do the volunteers that want to help, do they just reach out? Is there a way to get in touch with you, I would imagine?
Yeah, so volunteers can go on our website or give us a call at our office, which the number is 720-242-9032. And we do an application process, background check, motor vehicle check for those that are driving. And then through that, that's how we start to send those emails out.
I'm curious, is there an age stipulation for being a volunteer? Could you be a high school kid and say, hey, I just want to do some good community work, can I help? Or do you have to be over a certain age?
No, so we have no age limits in any area of our programming, which is wonderful. And to us, intergenerational is really important. And so you can be any age. There's a piece of it, with a parent that may need to be present along with you for whatever service you may be offering.
Sure.
But ultimately, yeah, we want to get the generations together. We want to get them sharing stories together. We've seen just really neat relationships develop because of that.
I've seen over the years, and you probably have too, Jayla, that seniors somehow, when they get with younger people, high school age, maybe even early college, they really seem to open up to that age group.
Yeah, I actually had that experience. I took Kylea, and you were there too, right? Mm-hmm. We were at that caregiver conference, and it was Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, and I brought Kylea with me, and she was better than the swag She was attracting seniors like crazy. And I thought, well, this is interesting. Yeah. And she would say things like, are you familiar with our services? And it's like, okay, let's hope she can do this.
Well,
and my staff were right behind her to step in, but.
Gee, I wonder where she got that. Is that a genetic thing? I imagine? You like that? So, Amanda, where does your funding come from? I know you have some fundraisers coming up. We want to talk about that, but did you have government help?
So we just had our fundraiser, Fiesta de Mayo, last week, so we did well on that. But we do have private funding from grants and then also private donors. So at this point in time, we do not have any federal funding. So those are the sources that we look to.
Right, but no other events that we can... Well, it sounds like we missed a pretty good party last week.
Yeah, it was a good party. The upcoming events that we have going on are Engaging in Aging, which is actually next week on Tuesday in Lakewood. That is a free event, actually, with breakfast and workshops, and that'll be at the Lakewood Cultural Center.
Right. What are you going to do there for that event? Connecting seniors with volunteers? Or?
So we'll have a small amount of resources. So about 15 tables of different organizations that'll have their information, learning a little bit more about A Little Help as well. And then through that, the workshops throughout the day, we really look to engage folks into what is going on in that particular area. So there'll be the spellbinders who are going to talk about storytelling, the art of storytelling. Aging 2.0 is going to talk a little bit about some of the technologies, and the art museum is going to go a little bit through mindful looking.
We've talked about, JLo, before about storytelling and how important that is to share your history if you're a senior with the younger people we just talked about.
And have you done it yet?
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes I'd like to sit them. I'll tell them quick little stories, and they always say, well, tell us more. Tell us another story. Tell us how you used to get in trouble with Grandma. I'm going, that was every day. So what more do you need?
No, it is. It's really important. I think storytelling is incredibly important. So is understanding technology, and those can go hand in hand. You can do a StoryCorps right on your phone and send it to the National Archives. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And so there's a program in Douglas County going on, and all around the metro area there's these storytelling and StoryCorps kind of things. So I think it is really important.
Yeah, it is. Let's just talk more about the Lakewood event on Tuesday. How do we find out more information? Somebody go online? Is it on your website?
Yes.
Times, the more information about the location and everything?
Sure. So Lakewood Cultural Center, so over off of Wadsworth and Alameda. And somebody can find more information on our website, alittlehelp.org, and it's under events, and that can be signed up there. Or you can give our office a call at 720-242-9032 and just let somebody know that you'd like to come to the event. It is from 8:30 until 12:30 over there. So breakfast begins, and then we have a keynote speaker that will talk, and then the workshops will follow.
And
who's the keynote?
Lori Hoffner. She is from Community Incorporation.
So, and I believe you used my favorite word, free, for the event?
Yes.
That's good. I want to charge them. So what's going on this summer? Does your work get harder in the summer or easier?
It gets busy. I wouldn't say harder. I think it's really fun because we get to engage, and a lot of people are out and about and doing various things. This summer, especially as we warm up, as the spring comes, we have a lot of our service Saturdays. And our service Saturdays are a big day where we have a bunch of volunteers that come out, can do yard work, can do window washing, can move some furniture, can do all sorts of different things.
Great idea.
Yeah, and so we have that in 2 in the Denver area, and then 1 in the Jefferson County area. So somebody could sign up and be a part of that, and we go out and scout to make sure it's something that our volunteers can do. But it's a great event to get involved in and learn more about A Little Help and see what volunteers in these connections really mean.
Well, it's A Little Help. Amanda Gregg, thanks for coming in. Again, give us your phone number if people are going, hey, I want to help there. Where do they call?
All right. 720-242-9032.
And the website?
alittlehelp.org.
Keep up your good work, would you?
All right. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming in today. That's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, get over there and paint a little.
She's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just good to work with. Hey, we're going to take a little break here. It's No Copay Radio, brought to you by the Denver Regional Council, a government's area agency on aging. 303-480-6700. drcog.networkofcare.org. We're going to take it. We'll be back, right? You're coming back?
I'm coming back.
I'm coming back.
You're not getting rid of me that easy.
I'm not tried yet.